So, my name is Jean-Luc. I'm a student in the Master in Design for Emerging Futures at the Institute of Advanced Architecture, Catalonia, and this is part of my documentation for my project for Living with Your Ideas class. This is a design project done in first-person perspective and answering some questions that I have relative to my overall research within the program. And that is to say that, that those deeper questions are related to indigenous, traditional ecological knowledge. What can we do to bring that forward and to further develop sciences in an indigenous context away from a Western paradigm. So I'm actually at the North American Indian Center of Boston. This is where I serve as president of the board of directors, and this is also part of my like local design space. Actually, it has a lot here. We actually have a 3-story building. There's a kitchen in here. There's also a makerspace and a computer lab. And earlier this year, we converted our board room where we were holding meetings into a sewing area. So there's fabric, there's sewing machines. So there's plenty of stuff to actually do making, but the focus of this project, what I'm going to be doing over the next 24 hours, perhaps like 36 hours, is going into a different part of the building and looking at artifacts that were collected over the organization's 50-year history. So this organization started in 1969 through a series of meetings with the Native American community here in Boston, and formed the Boston Indian Council. And for over 40 years, the organization has been here in Jamaica Plain, which is a neighborhood of Boston, across the street from the pond area where I do morning prayers and offerings. So it's a pretty nice space, pretty big space. It's also, as people say, like a bit of a haunted space. I'm actually starting this documentation in the children's classroom here on the second floor, I should say. Not like there's a basement level and there's the first floor, and then I'm on the second floor. There is a third floor that nobody goes into because it needs remediation. There's still some asbestos up there. So what I'm going to do is leave the children's classroom, and we're going to take a walk down the hall to where we're going to be doing most of the work. So let's take a walk. And there's actually nobody here right now. There's actually one community member in the computer lab, and kind of have the building to myself for the next couple of days, hours, I don't know. You can see we have some postings of different community events that have happened. Currently, a lot of the stuff that's being done is being done online because of the COVID-19 pandemic. We also have a lot of interesting murals here on the walls that have been contributed to by different community members throughout the years. This is from, I believe from 1977. And this is actually like, the building itself is over 100 years old. It started off as a school, then became a correctional facility. So you can see a lot of like institutional type of like artifacts here. And then it became state offices. And then, as I said, like over 40 years ago, that's when the North American Indian Center of Boston moved into the building. There's another mural that's on the wall. And one of our artifacts here. Okay. Turn off the light here. Let's see some more bulletin boards. Another piece of artwork here. I'm just gonna turn off the lights as I go. I only need this one light, which has this one stairwell here. It'll take us out to the front if ever needed. I have some essentials here. I have a jug of water. I have some wipes, some hand sanitizer, so we definitely are clean here. Now we're gonna go into the main room. Okay, gonna lock myself in. We're gonna go in this room first. It's got some really nice, interesting light switches. Actually, this one is a really interesting light switch. It's 2 buttons. There we go. See? Yeah. So this is the room where a lot of artifacts are. We have a lot of books. We have a lot of information here. A lot of things to learn from. For this project, as I said, I have the water jugs. I have my laptop. I have a change of clothes. I'm actually going to take these clothes off. We had a press conference earlier, so that's why I'm kind of like with the necktie and the medicine, but I'm going to be severely dressed down in the next video check-in. But yeah, plenty of books to go through, plenty of artifacts. I'm going to actually take you over to this corner over here, where we can see a lot of what needs to be curated, what needs to be sat with, what needs away, like things that have come here from different tribes, different cultures, different peoples. What does it mean to go through all of this? And a lot of this is being done without, you know, a lot of foreknowledge about curation. I'm going to really try to focus, like lean in on my own intuition, lean in on my own sort of like figuring out like what system I need. Of course, you know, there are files here, there's all sorts of technology. There's all sorts of different media. There's some DVDs in the back here. There's some maps, of course. And this is another learning process. Is actually like doing the selfie cam and pointing and all of that. Lots of stuff. But I really feel like we're gonna have a lot of learning and a lot of growing over the next 36 hours. And we might even see some ghosts. I don't know. We're not gonna call them in. I actually have like some incense and some tobacco to offer, so I feel somewhat protected. But this is gonna be my first time staying overnight in this space. I'm gonna try to be in this this room as much as possible. You know, I'm gonna have some bathroom breaks. You know, I might even go down to the computer lab, to the sewing area if I ever like need to kind of like make something to help me with the curation project. But yeah, we'll figure this out. And yeah, I've got a call at like 6 p.m. I think that's gonna be kind of, and then another one at 7. So probably about 8 o'clock, I'm gonna actually like really start digging in and figuring out like, you know, where I fit within this process. Twofold thing, figuring out like how to do curation based upon my intuition, but then also like kind of like context wise, who am I in this 50-year story of what it means to be an urban Native American here in Massachusetts and Boston. So yeah, looking forward to the next check-in. Talk soon.